You know, Mark, here over the years at Chesapeake Collectibles, we've done numerous evaluations of the things that people have brought in. But we often talk about the need and why someone needs to have an actual appraisal done. And both of you and I are certified appraisers. What are some of the most important reasons in your mind as to why somebody needs to have an appraisal done?
When it's required by law, when it has a tax consequence. For instance, if you're settling an estate.
Good point.
Or you're donating and you want to take a tax deduction because of that.
Institutions are frequently requiring appraisals so that they can give the proper tax documentation.
Yes. The IRS is requiring certified appraisers to do appraisals that have a tax consequence.
And you bring up a good point. There are certified appraisers. You and I are each members of specific societies. There are people out who do appraisals, and for many uses, I think that's probably fine where you have an experienced dealer. But when you're dealing with an institution like the IRS or an estate purpose, or we run into it a great deal with insurers, where people's homes are needing to be insured for artwork and jewelry, and I know you see a lot of that as well.
Absolutely. I see a lot of people every year, several clients every year approach me after their house is burned to the ground.
Right.
That's not the best time to
what
call
was the
an appraiser.
dining room table worth before the tree fell on it?
Right, and they don't have pictures because the pictures that they had were
burned up in the
house. Right, so there's no evidence.
And that's where the appraisal can be a little difficult to conduct, but we also see it a great deal where people who have not had their property reviewed in a long time through appreciation and different things, they're really heavily underinsured.
Or overinsured, because...
Well, that's true. They may have gifted away.
Yeah, for instance, in the early 80s, silver was very high because of the Hunt brother fiasco. Right. So they insured it then, but they haven't adjusted for the reduction in value of silver since. So they're paying a higher premium for something that is now worth less.
And a lot of insurance companies on those specific areas do require written appraisals to be done.
Absolutely. And many of the appraisals that we do, all the ones that I do, I include photographs, and it's a legal document as important as a will.
Exactly, because it becomes, frequently our appraisals become part of an estate planning process. How am I going, my children have either no interest in what I have or everybody has interest. How do I treat them fairly?
Right.
Well, a lot of that starts with determining the value that's in the home.
Exactly. And there are different reasons for having an appraisal other than tax consequences. Equitable distribution or estate planning before the fact, before you die, so that after you die, the people that are grieving don't have to go through the consequence of an appraisal. It's already been done.
Right, and there are other reasons, and I think it's always important to contact a properly certified appraiser to discover whether or not you need to go through that process.
Absolutely.
Great. Let's get back to appraising some more things here at Chesapeake Collectibles.
All right, very good. Thank you, Amory.